these systems that are put into place to help us, to cater to us, to protect us, to keep us safe, healthy, educated, whatever, are actually doing the complete opposite. And they're hiding behind a mask and they're pretending like they're here to help us. And then they make the people like me, when I talk about holistic health, I talk about nervous system regulation, I talk about like stress being the number one precursor for like all chronic illness, which isn't like a belief, it's a fact, it's an actual fact. It makes people like me seem wacky and woo-woo, and people roll their eyes at me and they make it seem like I'm living in this delusional land of misinformation that I've gotten off of Reddit and conspiracy theory pages, like I'm some whack job, because they can't, for the life of them, sit down and look at all the evidence in front of them that I'm not presenting. Like, they have to go find that on their own. I'm sorry, again, like my brain cannot like hold on to, I have ADHD, absolutely not. They just cannot begin to question that possibility. And I'm not somebody that has the energy anymore to like push things onto people that I believe are correct in order to help them wake up. Again, like that whole thing of like waking up to the matrix, right? Even when I say it like that, it sounds like I'm insane. And this is why I don't use those, like that terminology very often, because I know what is associated with it when people hear me say those words. Like, I know what people are going to think about me. So in a lot of situations, I have to choose my words carefully, but in most situations, if I'm being honest, I don't open my mouth at all, because you can kind of tell when people are really like set in their belief of like what the world really is and what these structures and organizations and governments and like what they're really here for and what they do. And like people are set on the beliefs that they have had since they were children. Beliefs that were never actually their own to begin with. They were beliefs that were instilled in them, because when you're 7 years old, you don't have the fucking consciousness and the capability to think to yourself, what does this mean? What is this real or not? What are the actual facts behind this evidence? Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have that at 7. So you get it instilled in here, right? From your parents, from your teachers in school, from the news, from just like general society, and you live on with that for the rest of your life, basically. A lot of people, you never stop to question it, because I'm not saying like by you questioning it, it immediately means it's wrong, but I think as like grown human beings that like get developed prefrontal cortexes, I think it's important to at least stop and just question it, to be like, okay, maybe this isn't as correct as I thought it was my whole life, or perhaps it is, and I'm going to stick to it, because after having thought about it and processed it enough in a state of independency and consciousness as an adult, I can actually, you know, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I can process it on my own. I can question it on my own. I can think about this for myself. I can make these decisions for myself about this particular topic, subject, belief, whatever the thing may be. And you can either, you know, come to the realization that, yes, I still agree with this, and yes, this still resonates and sits right with me, and continue on. Or you can change your perspective and try and find something new and different that maybe resonates with you more. And people don't want to do that. That's my problem. If you choose this path of believing the same thing that you've been believing since you were a kid, by all means. But I really just want people to actually take the time to question it in the first place. People just live their lives forever, never stopping to actually ask themselves, what the fuck do I believe about this world, about people, about humanity, about myself, about jobs, careers, education, love, family, friendship, like any of it. Not nobody, but like a lot of people don't actually want to stop and sit the fuck down and question anything, because they're scared of the truth that might come out of it. Let's be realistic with ourselves. A lot of people don't want to do it because, well, a lot of people just don't have the general like intellect for it, I believe. Like, I'm more and more starting to believe in the theory of NPCs existing. I don't love that theory. I think it makes me lose a bit of like hope in humanity generally, to kind of come to this realization that a lot of people might just be like not actually like here with the same consciousness as like me. I don't know. I can't really